As you can see, Bradley didn't make it tonight. I got my buddy Terry in here. Terry Manlin wanted to see what we do, how we do. He's definitely going to comment some. He's actually here for the show, though, because this topic's actually something that's going to be pretty comical. A lot of people, like in the first week that we've been filming, a lot of people has reached out to me, whether it be through Facebook, text, or talk. Even I went to a conference last week in Atlanta, and with some coworkers all the way up to Baltimore, Washington D.C. area, Philly. Every one of them said the same thing to a T. They all said, "Why does the dude over there to your right? Why is he not talking more?" And I'm like, he does. He has great points, but. So I thought it'd be a good idea that we brought in something that he's very passionate about. But before you guys get on this train, it's not in a positive light. It's something that he's very passionate about in a negative context, I guess you'd say. So, and that topic's romantic comedies or romantic movies in general, I guess you'd say.
We had to introduce you to the term rom-com in one of our videos.
Exactly. I didn't know that term. He's exactly right.
But before we start and dive into the meat and potatoes of this, we would like to congratulate our friend Brad on a happy anniversary.
Absolutely, 100%.
But with that being said, romantic movies.
Oh God.
We've all been there. If you have a girlfriend, significant other, wife, whatever, you've been drugged to one or two of these movies, probably way more than that. Or forced to watch them, thank God for Netflix, Hulu, they get all this shit. But really, these movies, I can't explain my hatred for these movies.
That's what we want, baby.
It's not really the fact of hating, there's some decent romantic comedies out there. There's some decent romantic movies. I mean, as much as people will bash on Titanic for, being a spectacle, which it is, it's more entertaining than, your normal romantic movie. But then again, James Cameron is an amazing director, and but I digress. These movies are shit. They're usually filmed all the same way. They usually follow all the same stereotypical plot lines. It's not an in-depth movie. What you're getting out of these movies is just regurgitated garbage. And if you've watched one, you've probably watched them all.
See, this is what I feel about horror. Identical to what he's saying. I know I don't want to argue with you on that, but
no, I mean that's a good point. I mean, people have.
I guess I'm taking slasher horror.
People have different views on different genres, and I just get tired of watching the same movie over and over again. And what keeps me going back to horror is, yes, most slasher films are the same. I won't give them that, but there are so many different subgenres of horror. And in romantic movies, you just have either serious romantic movies, or you have romantic comedies, which are just even worse because they're just making a lot of all of this stuff. I mean, I can't think off the top of my head of a romantic comedy that I enjoy. And
you didn't like 10 Things I Hate About You?
No.
Horrible?
Yeah.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days?
Yes, very bad. I have to think because I have a very, as a genre that I hate, I stay away from the movies, so I don't
you don't have a big library to pick from.
I don't have a big library to pick from.
Have you seen Ghost of Girlfriend's Past?
No, I have not, but it sounds terrible.
It kind of is, but it's kind of from a guy's view. I think that's one that could bridge a little bit of you liking it because of the way he viewed everything. It had McConaughey in it, but
McConaughey. I can't argue anything bad about it.
Now, let me say this. I'm not a romantic guy. I'm not a romantic comedy guy. I will watch them. Some of them are funny. They're not absolutely horrible. my favorite, I guess you'd say, chick flick love movie of all time, by far and away, is P.S. I Love You.
Never seen it, so I can't give an opinion.
Have you ever seen that?
I've never heard.
Okay, the reason I say that is 90% of the love movies that you come in, a woman's usually torn between some guy that she's in love with but's treating her like shit, and then the good guy who's trying to treat her like a prince, whatever. That's a lot of the meat and potatoes of these movies.
Like I said, they all follow the same formula.
Right,
the
it's
same
similar.
thing again and again.
This one, however, did not, and I don't know.
My blue.
This one, however, did not, and here's what that one was. It had Gerard Butler in it, and who was the $1 Million Baby? What was her name? The girl that played $1 Million Baby.
I don't know, but that's a good movie. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You know what I'm talking about, the one that played $1 Million Baby.
Hilary Swank.
Hilary Swank, right. So it had those two in it. And they lived in Ireland, right? So he was terminally ill and knew he was going to die.
Poor Gerard Butler.
Poor guy, right? But he knew he was going to die. So what he did is he left messages and trails
Oh god,
for her to follow.
I have seen that movie, but I was way too drunk to really remember that much about it.
Okay, but here's
That's
why
how I deal with most romantic movies.
Here's why I like that movie is because that movie absolutely, like, it didn't have that quote unquote dickhead that was treating her like shit. There is no victims in this. This guy's terminally ill. He died. He left all these messages for her to follow and go see. Go to this next one and do this and have fun. He's telling her to have fun after he died to help her cope with the loss of him. There's no victim. There is no dickhead ex. There is no. It sucks that he died and is terminally ill, but it's a super sad movie, and it's a love movie, but it actually was a good movie. I mean, it's one of those that kind of, me. I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't cry during movies. I've cried during movies. I've cried during movie trailers. I'm not above that. I've recently cried during movie trailers, but
There has not been many movies that I've cried in, but
you can't say you didn't cry in Oh Yeller.
no, I didn't care. Whatever.
What? Oh Yeller?
I mean, I knew it was coming, so whatever. It's one of those when you know it's coming, it's just kind of
Did you cry during E.T. at all when you was a kid?
No, I hate E.T.
That's interesting.
I
Do you like E.T., Terry?
I remember watching E.T. as a kid, but I mean,
You didn't cry?
It's been a long time.
Have you cried during a movie before?
I have before, yeah.
Have you ever cried during a trailer?
No.
One movie that comes to my mind.
Got chills during a trailer?
Yes.
Oh yeah. One movie that comes to my mind that I've absolutely bawled in was Up. One of the greatest animated movies of all time.
That's a good movie. It's a very good movie.
You get this, which actually is on topic for the love story. You get a picture perfect love story between a man and a woman throughout the beginning of the movie. Before you know it jumps into this is a Pixar movie. You get this really, really great love story mixed in with all these dark elements, and you find out, wow, okay, well, it's not a happy love story, and not all love stories go positively. Which,
It's true.
Of course, it's portrayed in movies that they all do. Everything ends up happy in the end, whether the woman be a slut or not. But, or the guy. Sometimes it's even the guys.
The guy's a piece of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but
They're not out of the loop on this.
no. But you get a very well, and it's not even the meat and potatoes of the movie. It's probably like a little 5-minute segment of the movie, but you get a really in-depth love story, and you care for these characters, and you find out they can't have kids, and you find out she's dying of cancer and all of this, and the end of it, he's living what they wanted to as a dream by flying his fucking house, which way to go Pixar, to this imagination land, pretty much. But
So,
yes, I cried during Up.
all right. So let me ask you this: is there a love movie of all time that you've ever watched you enjoyed? Romantic movie.
It's like, this is actually hard. I mean, there are movies with romantic elements in it that I can say.
I'm talking about one that was set out to be a You knew going in that theater, this is a love movie. I'm going to sit here. And you walked out and you was like, you know what? I really enjoyed that. Has there ever been one of those for you?
That's what I'm trying to think about. And there's a wide library of knowledge of movies in my head, and there are very few actual romantic movies, which,
We're not.
then again, like I brought up, it's just, I don't enjoy them. Why am I going to sit there and watch a 2-hour movie that I don't enjoy?
Is this your most hated genre of movies?
Yes. I would say close to it would be like horror comedies, but there are actually some horror comedies.
You're talking about like Scream. What was the Wayans Scream movies? What were they called? Scary movies.
Scary movie.
Scary movies.
Something like that, maybe.
No, I'm talking about like Tucker and Dale versus Evil, which is actually, I actually love that movie because it's like ironic horror comedy, but movies that try Zombieland. Hated that.
No. You didn't like that?
No, I hated that movie.
I like that movie actually, and I don't even like comedy. Yeah,
I love Woody Harrelson, and usually everything he touches is gold. But that movie,
I actually like that movie.
Who's the girl that was in that? Oh,
is it Mila Kunis?
I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, she's ugly.
I mean, the only
Gosh, she's so wow.
the only redeeming factor is Bill Murray, but you know,
I mean, if you've got Bill Murray and Harrelson in the same movie, it's good.
that movie's still trash.
That's good, bro. Just those two show up on set, the
But-
movie's good.
To think of a romantic movie that I can think of that I actually would actively watch, it as cliche as it may be, it would be probably Titanic. Like just for the spectacle. Because I mean, that movie, it looks really good. Everything about it, James Cameron is a very good director. The ending makes no sense. There's room enough on that board for both of them. But the spectacle of the ship going down and how it's just kind of built into a love story of this terrible tragedy happening, but it's really...
Did the love story not overshadow the tragedy? That's the biggest problem I have with that movie.
I mean, I agree with that, but it's a spectacle of a movie. Would you not say that? It's good to look at.
You can't deny.
Cinematography's good, directing's good, the acting's good.
You can't deny that it captured not just a country, it captured the world in 1997. The whole world, no matter where you live, you went and seen that movie.
That's correct.
And you usually took a girl with you, and I'm not going to sit here in front. They probably cried on your shoulder in that movie.
I was so
And
I wouldn't know about that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I was a senior in high school, like in '97. So, and this is probably calling me a dog here, but I had about 4 or 5 girls cry on my shoulder in that movie, and I'm just being honest about it. But
So
I'm
we're
gonna,
talking about dickheads and romantic movies and one here.
it's a good point. Now let me go one step further on that though. You can't deny what he did in that movie, but let's cut through the fluff and let's get to the meat and potatoes. It's a story about a girl being a whore. Even though her boyfriend's a dickhead, let's get rid of him and get off this boat. Let's don't cheat on him on this boat with some random. Then the problem I have with the movie is, although it's got the great soundtrack and the bagpipes or whatever in the hell that sound is playing, I don't care. You're still cheating on your man with this random, and it overshadows the fact that people died like hell, which is my biggest problem with the movie Pearl Harbor.
Oh God!
You got a love story. Did Michael Bay make Pearl Harbor?
No, I have no idea who directed it. Give me a second. We're gonna look this up.
I mean, it's Michael Bay-ish. It's a love story that overshadows the Pearl Harbor incident. I'm gonna say
Bay
this.
is, phew. I think we touched on Michael Bay way too much, but you know. Then again,
Guys, let me say this. We had our very first video we ever put out as a Real and a Beer was Blockbuster Fatigue, our official first. Michael Bay, we all determined Michael Bay is summer Blockbuster Fatigue in human form. He is a walking Blockbuster Fatigue in human form.
okay, let's look at this first. Look at the cast. Ben Affleck, great actor.
Good actor.
Kate Beckinsale, great actress.
Good actor.
Josh Hartnett,
Actress.
great actor.
He was a great actor.
Nick, Josh Hartnett's awesome.
He's not done nothing recently, though. He was a good.
Yeah.
It's been a while since he's.
Yeah.
Jennifer Garner,
Good.
actress. Alec Baldwin, way too left wing for me.
He's left wing, but he's
He's a good actor.
he's had good acting.
Cuba Gooding Jr., great actor.
Yep.
John Voight, great actor. Okay,
Right.
so you look at that cast and you're like, wow, how could this movie be bad? And then, well,
Then you
watch
say-
it.
Then
Well, I
you
mean,
watch
it's got
it.
25% on Rotten Tomatoes. But I don't agree with everything Rotten Tomatoes has to say.
Definitely, Rotten Tomatoes is a joke.
Some stuff, yeah.
They're spot on some stuff, but now we didn't
It
want
is
to.
actually directed by Michael Bay and produced by Michael Bay and Jerry Bruckheimer. And poor Jerry Bruckheimer. He is a great producer.
Dude, please tell me it says Michael Bay. You're not just playing with me.
Directed by.
Oh my, bro! What did we just say? Michael Bay is, dude. This is more proof. He is blockbuster fatigue, summer blockbuster fatigue in human form. He is a walking blockbuster fatigue. Now, we didn't want to run this segment too long, so we're going to kind of wrap it up.
I will give Michael Bay a few movies, though. And,
The Purge,
no. I mean, I enjoyed the first Purge.
the original Transformers.
The original Purge, because we're about to get a movie called The First Purge, so I can't say The First Purge. Damn it. But the original Purge is actually a decent movie. Second one's good, the third one's pretty good, and I actually look forward to kind of seeing the new one, though they all touch on political subjects, which is probably another topic for another time. But no, Michael Bay movies, Bad Boys 2,
Those are good.
and Pain and Gain.
That's a good movie. But those are all, I mean, in my opinion, kind of jockish movies. Which, coming from Peebs, I give him props for liking them.
I mean,
I'm supposed to be the jock in the group here. Do you like Transformers 1, though? Do you think it was a good movie?
I did.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
but back to my point. Okay, we can look over the fact that Rose is a whore in Titanic. What we're talking about is cinematography,
Oh, God.
director, acting, and
You have to give their music credit.
their music. Yes, the score in the movie is beautiful. Why I would say if I had to choose a romantic movie to watch, it would be that. It's because of all that things, and then you get a really good action scene thrown in at the end that is overshadowed by the rest. But as a movie that is based on romantic at the core,
You picture Peebs sitting around watching Titanic on
I
a
mean,
Saturday night. Man, it's just
I'm not going out of my way to watch any of these movies.
I mean, I agree, but that we didn't want to run this segment too long, so we do have one special thing that I've been doing for years and years that we wanted to kind of close on. We all agree on that. These guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we're gonna let Bo close this out, and I think half of y'all, if not all of y'all, will be mind blown by this because I was the first time I heard it. Because it is quite possibly one of the best arguments and argument finishers that you'll ever hear. I mean, this is Mortal Kombat worthy.
This is Mortal Kombat. This is and here it is. There's not a person watching this video. There's not a person listening to this. If you can't see, there's not a person that I've came across on Facebook in real life who hasn't went against me on this. And I win this argument every time.
If you have a good argument back up to this, we would love to hear it in the comments.
Please comment on us.
We want to hear it because I don't know. I don't know a good way to defend it, and I'm a movie buff, and psychiatry wise, I'm pretty good on that too. But this argument, we'll let them get to it.
All right. So
We'll stop building it up. And
here's my argument. The movie The Notebook. Peebs, Terry, both of y'all
unfortunately, have seen this movie.
have unfortunately seen this movie. How many females do you know, Terry, percentage wise, that love the movie?
Jeez, I mean, you'd have to go
95%. You may have that one girl who goes against the grain on everything
Right.
that don't like anything.
We all know that one.
We all know that one chick. I just don't like that movie. I thought they should have got a hotter guy to play it. Has nothing to do with the hot guy. We're talking about the story written, whatever. Everybody loves The Notebook. Everybody thinks this is the greatest love story ever.
I don't love it.
You don't love it because you hate all romantic movies, and I can't hate on you on that. I hate all horror movies just about. Here is my argument on the movie The Notebook. It is the biggest glorifying of a whore there's ever been in movie cinematic history. And the reason I say that is this. And if you, please, like Pete said, if you have an argument or you can destroy my argument, please put it in the comment. Here it is. Story begins. Rich girl in a small town who doesn't want to talk to nobody because her nose is up in the air. Well, she meets a common, everyday, poor kid in that town. We all agree on that. That, strikes her interest a little bit. The more she's around him, the more she likes the kid. Her guardians want to move her out of this town because they realize that she's fell in love with this guy. The guy's writing her letters every single day, sending them to her, right? Because he's in love with her.
Right.
He promised he would. He also promised her he was going to build her this big, beautiful house with a white porch around it. Obviously that's what poor kids do. They have big dreams, and her parents had other, options that they wanted her daughter to go through. Not to stay in this, this old town with this poor kid and build a life. So
you can tell how interested I am on my phone.
Right. But you are interested in my argument, that.
I mean, I've heard the argument. So.
Yeah. So now, let's fast forward. He's sending all these letters, and her mom's blocking these letters, right? So then it fast forwards to a scene where she's become
got blocked. I mean.
Yeah. We've all been there. No, I'm just kidding. So the fast forward, she's a nurse and she's in a hospital. The poor guy's gone, right? So she's in the hospital, and there's this wounded soldier from the war that's going on. Like, he's burned up. He looks, you can't even tell who he is really. And she comes up and, he's flirting with her, and she don't want nothing to do with the guy because he's in a hospital bed. And, she's just like, okay, soldier, we'll take care of you. She's totally ignored him. She fixes him up, does her job. She goes on about her way. Well, later on, a few more segments into the movie, that same soldier, he's healed. He's there, his dress uniform, and he's looking sharp, snazzy. She sees him out. Her eyes, she stops in her tracks because she sees this real attractive soldier. And he's like, you remember me? Everybody knows the story. So she ends up going out on a date with this guy. Well, she falls for this soldier. This guy who's fighting for our freedom, fighting for our country. She falls for him. And she's totally in love with this guy, head over heels. So this guy asks for her hand in marriage, and she agrees to it. Nothing wrong with that. So we just keep rocking on in the movie. The next thing you know, they're going to get married. And she's planning her marriage. This guy's not... Here's why I win this argument. This guy is not the dickhead. This guy ain't the Titanic guy. Let me grab this. This guy's not the Titanic guy. This guy is treating her like a princess. He's doing everything right. He's good looking. He's charming. Tall, dark, and handsome. Treats her like a princess. Everything. To a T. Every check mark you could want in a fiance or boyfriend, he's check mark across the board. She sees one newspaper clipping of her old hometown with a poor guy that she was in love with as a teenager built a house like he said he would build for her. She passes out in her bathtub. So what does she do? Peeves, just be quiet. I'll handle this. What does she do, Terry? She goes upon herself. She takes it upon herself to go back to that old town she came from, basically to whore.
Right.
She went back there. Oh, let me just see what this house is about. Nope. She shows up. She starts talking to them. They get in the boat. They're out in the rain. They start making out. They dive right into it. Mm-hmm. Then she goes into the house. Excuse my language. He starts fucking her. And she's sleeping with him. And every female on earth is okay with this. Every female I've ever talked to this point is okay with this. So her mom finds out and shows up and starts calling her out on it. She's like, you hid those letters. She's like, I did hide those letters. Here they are. Well, you blah, blah, blah. So then the dude shows up and she's like, I'm sorry. I'm just so confused. And everybody defends her like she's done nothing wrong. Like she's golden. Let me let you in on a little secret, people. Every female I've ever heard and ever had this argument with always loses when I say this. And every female listening to this point is going to call me a bigot or some kind of piece of shit for saying this because you still think she's in the right. Let me let you on a little secret, people. What if the military guy was your brother? If the military guy who treated her like a princess, who done nothing wrong, who's built a life for her, did nothing wrong but serve his country, asked for her hand in marriage, wasn't a dickhead, treated her like a princess, and she left to go sleep with an ex-boyfriend in another town, and that guy that she did that to was your brother, I guarantee you would not defend her. You would call her the biggest piece of shit whore that's ever walked God's green earth. I will give you this house that we're sitting in if I'm wrong. Do you agree, Terry?
I agree.
Is there any argument you can cast back? You can say, my mom held the letters. You can say whatever you want. Peeps, mom held the letters. I don't care. Guess what? Break up with the military guy. Because let me fast forward to reality. Let's talk about 2018 here. If the military guy had that happen to him and he's dumped everything he's ever had into it, the military guy's probably either got a shotgun in his mouth or going to do something drastic. Mm-hmm. Because he's lost everything he had for no reason. That's reality. We've all seen the nice guy finish his last for a reason. This is a prime example of it. But not only that, it glorifies her for being a whore. I'm sorry, I can't get on board with it. It's 100%. And if somebody can stop my argument, please do, because I want to see it in the comments. Peeps?
I would be very, eager to see someone. Oh God, someone argue this position with him, because if you can bring up a good argument, I'm all for it.
I'm all for it, too.
I'm all for any kind of discussion.
I'd love to hear to see the reviews.
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see the.
But
please argue with me.
back to your point, we're in a day and age where this kind of stuff, is becoming more common.
It is.
Exactly what you're talking about.
Social media and all that makes it easy.
And it's not really even to the nice guy finishes last thing. It's it goes into the point. People just, I guess they get tired of being complacent with one person.
Good point.
After so many years, and I've never been married, so I don't know. But on a strict how I was brought up and personal belief, marriage is sacred. If you ever get to that point, it's a sacred bond, and you need to honor that. And if you're engaged, it's almost right at being married, so you need to honor that. She had every chance in that movie to go back to the dude and tell the military man, hey, I'm
still in love with this guy.
I'm still in love with this guy.
You agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
It's not working out. Let's just, let's move on. Okay.
Don't take it to that step of
Right. Stop.
being engaged or whatnot.
Right. If it's gotten that serious.
Guy.
If you had any doubt there's another man on this planet, go research that, because she was old enough she could go research it.
Right.
Now, she didn't have Facebook to look at back then, but you can still go research, Guys, we're going to kind of wrap this one up. We didn't want to run this one too long because we got another one we're going to film tonight that's going to be very topical, very, I don't know how to explain it, but it's going to be very interesting. We're going to dive into Newsweek put out a top 100 movies of all time. Very controversial. Very controversial.
And we'll hold our opinion on some of the movies, because even as big of a film buff as I have not seen all of them.
I hadn't either.
I won't tear into a movie I have not seen, because it's unbecoming of me as a person. I'm not going to tear into someone I have never met for something that I don't even know what they've done. So it's not on me to judge that.
At the same time, the reason we made this YouTube channel is because we want the everyday average guy's opinion. That's why we made this channel. So when we look at this top 10, top 25 of this Newsweek put out,
I think we may probably go over all 100 and then touch on more of them as maybe we recognize one, and then once we get to the top 10, definitely dive into it, especially if it's a movie that we know. Yeah,
it's something that we're gonna go into. It's gonna run a little bit longer. Terry's probably not gonna be with us for that next segment. He's got to work, as it is on Sunday night, and we got to go. So, guys, we're going to wrap this one up. You guys take it easy. Terry,
peace out.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, y'all, I like
you guys.
Appreciate Mo letting me come over.
Anytime, brother.
Please.
It's nice having you on.
Go check them out. Go share it to your friends.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. You guys have a good night.